Hey guys, Todd here. Today we're going to install the Corsa Sport Series exhaust system on this 2022 Chevy Silverado 1500. For this installation, I'll be using 13mm and 15mm ratcheting wrenches, a torque wrench with 13mm and 15mm sockets, channel lock with pry bar, a flat blade screwdriver, vice grip, and a reciprocating saw with a metal blade. Now make sure you subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with all our latest content. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I am up underneath the truck. I've actually got it up on a lift and supported. What we're going to do is find our factory exhaust. We're going to run back away from our catalytic converters. We're going to find a band clamp right here, right in front of some flex pipe. We need to loosen up this band clamp. What we're going to do that with is a 13mm. Let's go right up on top and start loosening it up. Okay, so I've got the muffler supported. What I'm going to do is going to go behind the factory muffler closer to the rear of the vehicle, and I'm going to cut right across here with a reciprocating saw and separate these two pieces. Okay, now I'm at my first exhaust hanger. This is between the band clamp that I just loosened up and the muffler that I just cut the end off. What we need to do is we need to pop this loose. I'm going to use a channel lock along with a pry bar and pull this loose. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and pull away my support and go ahead and pull off the muffler all the way back from the band clamp. Okay, if we follow the factory exhaust to the rear, we're going to come to a Y pipe. If we go towards the driver's side of the vehicle, we're going to come against a flange. Now that's held in place by two studs and a couple of nuts. We're going to take those nuts off using a 13mm so we can pull those apart. Okay, now here is the driver's side portion of the rear exhaust tube. As it exits toward the rear of the vehicle, we've got a hanger bracket right here. Now, once we pull off this flange, the easiest way that I find to get this free of the vehicle is just go ahead and pull off the hanger bracket, and then we'll reinstall it after we take this pipe off. But we're going to use a 15mm to take this bolt out for the hanger bracket. All right, now we can go ahead and pull the driver's side exhaust pipe free from the flange and remove it from the vehicle. All right, if we come back from the Y pipe, go back towards the front of the vehicle again where we cut it off. We've got two isolators holding the pipe in place. What we're going to use is the channel lock and the pry bar to pop these two isolators off, and then this whole remainder of the exhaust will slide forward and we can separate it from the vehicle. Okay, now this is the factory spherical band clamp that's attached to the pipe that goes to the muffler. It's got a retaining clip up here. You weren't able to see that when we were taking it off because it was up top. But we need to retain this band clamp, so we're going to take a flathead screwdriver. We're going to pry up on this clip and slide that off. Okay, now before we install any of these clamps, what we need to do is lubricate them with the provided anti-seize lubricant. So easiest way I found to do that is just take a pair of vice grips, grab a hold of the clamp and open it up and keep it locked open. Then we're going to take a 15 millimeter and we are going to take the nut off. Slide all this out. Then we're going to take our anti-seize that is in our kit, squeeze some on there. It's probably a little bit too much, so I'll wipe that off. And then once you put that on, make sure you clean off your fingers real well because that anti-seize will actually tarnish your stainless steel. But we're just going to kind of tighten it on and then loosen it back up. That way we've got the anti-seize all into all of the threads. And we're going to do that with all of our Corsa clamps. Okay, here we are back underneath the truck. This is our factory exhaust, and it's kind of beveled in, and this is flared out on our new exhaust pipe. Now, I've already got the factory spherical band clamp set in place here, but before we tighten that down, we need to take our hanger bracket and fit it into the isolator. Okay, now we're just going to snug it up for right now. We're going to tighten it the rest of the way down whenever we get everything lined up. Okay, now that we've got our head pipe in place, we're going to go to the end of the head pipe and fit our muffler on. Now, the muffler, whenever I turn it around, you're going to see the side of the muffler we're getting is the side that's got the slits in the pipe. I've also already got one of my 3-inch band clamps on there. The weld seam on the muffler is going to be faced up. That way our weep holes are face down. We're going to go ahead and slide that over. And make sure that it is supported. Okay, so now here is our Y pipe. Now we've got a couple of exhaust hangers attached to our Y pipe. We've also got a couple of slits on one end. That's going to be facing towards the muffler. And we've got our 3-inch band clamp on there. What we're going to do is go ahead and put the Y pipe into our factory isolators. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and raise the muffler up and slide it into the Y pipe. Okay, now we need to go ahead and connect our rear pipe assembly on the driver's side to the Y pipe. Now, you are going to have a sticker on there. It tells you which one is the driver's side rear pipe assembly. Also, what we're going to focus on is the side that has the slits that is going to attach to the Y pipe. What we're going to do is we're going to fish this up through here and over top of our axle and then get it to line up to our Y pipe. Once we get it to our Y pipe, then we can go ahead and slide on our clamp. We're going to go to the top on the Y pipe and slide that in. All right, now here is the very end piece for the driver's side. Now again, it does have the part number on there so you can identify driver's side versus passenger side. But again, we're going to look at where the splits are. That's going to face towards the front of the vehicle. Now I've already gone ahead and reinstalled our driver's side rear hanger bracket. What we're going to do in order to get this to line up is we're first going to go ahead and push this into the hanger bracket and make sure the end of the pipe goes deep into our factory tip. So once that is in place, I'm going to go ahead and take one of our clamps and slide it over, rotate our pipe that we just installed a minute ago up to line it up, and then slide those two pieces together. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and connect our passenger side axle pipe to our Y. Of course, that one does also have a partner stamped on there, so you can see which one is versus the driver's side. But again, we are going to use the split end going towards the Y. We're just going to go right over top of our axle. Once we get over the axle, I'm going to go ahead and slide our clamp in place, line it up, and slide it in. Okay, now our passenger side rear pipe is going to install just like the one on the driver's side. Again, the side with the slits are going to face the front, and we're going to make sure that this goes into our factory bracket up top, and then slide all the way into the factory exhaust tip. All right, now before we line it up to the rear pipe, we're going to go ahead and slide on our clamp and then line it up. Okay, now working from the front to the back, we're going to go ahead and tighten everything up. All right, now before we tighten everything down, we want to make sure things are lined up properly. First thing I want to point out, this is up towards the front, right behind our factory spherical clamp, and this pipe is really close to our frame. So what we want to do is kind of twist on that, get that up off of the frame, and then we can go up here and with our 13 millimeter, tighten down our spherical band clamp. All right, now working back to the rear, we're going to tighten down all of our clamps using a 15 millimeter. Make sure that as you tighten these down, that the clamp is not binding up on any of the split parts of the pipes. Line it up, tighten it down. Okay, so we went back and tightened down all of our band clamps. The factory spherical band clamp at the front, we tightened to 21 foot-pounds. All the Corsa supplied band clamps, we tightened to 45 foot-pounds. That concludes the installation. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the product, check the link in the description below. And as always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online at RealTruck.com.